Hello. This is a redo. I was live just a little bit ago for Techie Tuesday, and I went back and looked at it and realized that when I did a window capture, you don't see all the little toolboxes that pop up. So I'm re-recording so that this can be used as a resource to for your digital scrapbooking. So I have to check the one from last month because I also may need to re-record that. I didn't realize until I looked at the replay that you don't see that. And that is important because I'm talking about what I'm doing, but you're not seeing what I'm doing, and that is not helpful. So today we are going to talk about what are we talking about? Alpha sets in Artisan 6. And we're going to skip over announcements. Lots of stuff coming up at DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. Secret Box just launched yesterday, the second Secret Box. So go to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. Check out the events. Go to the shop, see what's there. Shipping card kits next week. If you do paper and digital scrapbooking, then you'll want to check out everything that's going on. All right, so we're gonna hop right into it. You're gonna see a bunch of craziness before you don't. Maybe not. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So hopefully now you are seeing the scrapbook page, so that I made in advance because I'm trying to make Techie Tuesdays quicker so that they can be used as more of a resource, particularly on YouTube, because I think many of you digital scrapbookers catch up with me on YouTube once a month. So here we go. I did this page based on it. Let's go up here to the top and get rid of my print guide. I did this page based on a sketch for the Creative Memories virtual crop that's going on right now. It actually ends tonight, midnight or 1 a.m. Eastern. So still time for you to participate. If you do participate, there's 4 different sketches out there now. You can make the page, paper or digital. And in addition to the hashtag that Creative Memories wants you to add, so like for this one, CM Virtual Crop to April 2025, add hashtag Daytona Area Scrapbooking, so you are entered to win some CM credits or a forever gift certificate. So I give those away once a month, but everyone's been busy. Not a lot of people have been participating in that. So make sure you add that hashtag when you post your page. All right, so let's get into it. I use this sketch to create. You see here it says title. That's what I want to do. I'm going to add the title, but I want to show you how I did that using the alpha sets. Now to get to the alpha set section, is you're going to go to the insert ribbon. So going from left to right across the top, you have the file ribbon, the home ribbon, and then the insert ribbon. The first little section says photos underneath it. They're broken into little sections. The next section says text. So that's all the fun things you can do with text. Now, what isn't in there is the cutter, text cutter, which is under cut. And that's what we did last month. We used the text cutter. So this month we're using alpha set. So if I click on alpha set, and hopefully you are seeing the box in front of me, you get to see your alpha sets. Now, in the live just a bit ago, I used both of these. I'm going to do the same thing since we're doing it again. But here is what was missed. I was scrolling through all of my alpha kits, and that was missed in the live. So hopefully, I have lots of kits, so I have lots of alpha sets. And when I was thinking about what to do on live today, I said, let's do something that I always forget that I can do in Artisan, and that is the alpha set. And what that does is it creates embellishments that are grouped together for a text. So it's a level above font. And I am a font collector. I love fonts. We can change the color and resize them and do all the things. But I'm going to type here July. Whoops, that's not how you spell July. July 4th, and you want to add the space, and when you hit create, you're going to get one embellishment. So this is an embellishment now, but it's separate embellishments that are grouped together. You can resize it And if I right click and ungroup it, now they are all individual embellishments, and you can see that on the left hand side of your screen, and you can see how now it spells July 4th going like that. If you want to manipulate them separately, you can click them individually and then regroup them, group back together. And then let's do that with this as well. Right click and group back together. So now I have two different pieces, but they're the same height. And so that's why if I'm doing a multi, word title, I kind of like to start them together, because if one word has a dangler, has a Y or a G that goes below the line, sometimes it's really hard to match the sizing of, the main part of the letter. So that's why I like to do it that way. Now, if I want to make them different sizes, I can do that too. I can kind of make July a little bigger if I wanted, and so that it kind of fills this whole area. And I have it kind of going over the squares. You see that they're not like lined up in the center. So that's just whatever your aesthetic preference is. I'm gonna scoot this over so I don't, excuse me, see the line in between those squares and the O. I think I like the way that looks. Maybe I'm gonna select them both and kind of scoot them over again. And so if I like it that way, I can group them back together if I want. You don't have to. I can, make it big, make it small, make it however I want. And then I want to add a little, another little star. It seems like this page is about stars. So I'm going to just throw on a star there, resize it, kind of put it in this area. And I want to go to my format ribbon and add a light shadow, because that is what everything else is. So now I have my July 4th, and possibly I need another star, not a blue one, not a red one, because my letters are, but maybe one like this. Add another shadow, and if I want to bring it below the July and the 4th, I can do that. Make it go behind just by dragging it under on the left hand side. Now it goes below. And maybe I want to add another. Okay, well, let's see. Let me copy and paste this one. I kind of would like a navy star, and the only navy star is one that is 3-in-1 stars, and I didn't use any of those. So what I'm going to do is just fill this star, this is just for bonus, with the color of the background paper. And now I have a little star. And now I'm not sure where I want to put it. I thought I wanted it small, but maybe I want it like that. All right, so that is that, but I want to just show you a little bit more of those text alpha sets. So let's play with this Easter one, because the one that I picked is pretty standard. It's fun. It has stitching. It came from a baseball set, but this one, let's type Easter and see what we get. So it's really hard to know sometimes what you're going to get, and this is super adorable. If you want to stretch it the whole length of your page, you can do that. We can add a light shadow behind it so it pops a little more. If you want to resize it, you can resize the whole thing, but then don't forget you can ungroup them. Now I find trying to do letters down the side when with a font is sometimes a little clunky, just by the way it's lined up, even if you align down the center. And you can see I've gone off the page here, but if I select them all and then I use the little format quick to center them all this way, now I can center, I can make them all a little smaller. Now, of course, I need to move them up so that they all fit on this 12 by 12 page. There we go. Now I have Easter running down the page. Of course, those are not lined up, so I'm going to lasso. I'm going to draw with my mouse around all of them and arrange them this way. And then I'm going to arrange them vertically like that. So now they're evenly spaced. Now I can group them back together so that I can resize that. Whoop. Don't forget to hold your shift key. So I can resize them any way I want. If I want to move them closer together, or perhaps just kind of make them a little funky down the page like this, you can definitely overlap them. So they're super fun. Like I said, they're more akin to an embellishment necessarily than a font, but they are super fun for titles, and I hope that you will try them. If you haven't tried using the alpha sets, then you will definitely want to do that. You can they come with a lot of kits, and most people just don't when you install them, most people don't even know that they're there, and they have very fun, of course they match whatever kit you got them with. So here's the adjust your sails one, and that one is I'm just gonna put beach, but this is like wood grain. So maybe I should do wood. Now you can't, not like a text box, because these are individual, they're actually individual embellishments. So let's try, I've tried something woodsy here. So if I say, how about Maine? Okay. And then see how they're right on top of each other, this wood. I mean, that would be fun even for a construction page. But again, we can ungroup them and kind of space them apart a little bit because they're all individual. Now, I didn't move them with my mouse. I'm just arrowing over, and that means they're all still in line. So you can also click and fill these. So if you just like the shape of them, but you wanted to change the color, you know, and use it more as like a font, you could do that too. If you, on these ones, you won't have the option to fill because they're grouped items. So if I flatten them, now it's one thing. I can't ungroup them now that I've flattened it. But if I wanted to fill it with a solid color, let's say pink, then I would get this. So now I have, you can see where they were. They don't necessarily look like eggs, but you can use it that way as well. I hope I've given you a new tool to use today, and if I have, please let me know in the comments. And if you're a fan of alpha sets and you love to use them, let me know that too. If you learned something new today, it's always fun to hear that as well. Thanks so much for subscribing and watching, and until I see you again, stay scrappy, my friends. Bye-bye.